0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
What's going on, crypto fam? It's your guy, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with another video here. Tonight we're going to be talking about XLM Stellar again. As you can see, currently up 24.6% on the 24-hour, sitting at just under 38 cents. 58% on the 7-day, 14-day. I mean, what's not to like about this? What's not liked about this project? Everything else. Let's get into it. So I was scrolling through Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now, like the degenerate I am. Came across my man, Red Pill Pro, sorry. Sort of messed that up. And he was talking about DCM. This was actually something I was interested in a while back, and I kind of forgot about it or forgot what it was called. It's basically the pillars of the Ukraine's financial transparency. Basically getting money to people that are in war-torn regions or regions of need via cryptocurrency. So it made me want to do a little deep dive and figure out, what's going on here, what the potential is, kind of see where it is. So let's dive in. As you can see here, we got the Meridian Conference. I skipped through towards the end, kind of just give you an idea about what this is. But as you can see at the top, it's meridian.stellar.org. You can find this video, watch it in full, and get the full layout. But I just want to kind of give you a breakdown of after he does this little symposium here. He kind of talks about where it's going, what it's going to do. As you can see, the benefits and capabilities, compliance, real-time transaction processing, reduction in operational costs, cost-efficient micropayments, programmable transactions, full traceability of transactions. So this is the end of it right here. Just kind of give you a little preview of what they're talking about. Instant payments by DCM.
Thank you, Igor. I can't thank you enough for sharing what has been going on in Ukraine and with DCM. What they have built is incredibly groundbreaking. It is the first national instant payment system on a public blockchain, and enough can't be said. It is a solution that we think we can take worldwide. Many countries are in need of an instant payment system, and having an instant payment system operate on a public global infrastructure is huge. We have a few minutes. Does anyone have any questions?
All right, kind of want to break that down right there and kind of give you a little layout. Who that was right there is obviously Ihor Halub. He's the head of product of DCM, and Paul Wong, director of product for the Stellar Development Foundation. He was the moderator of it. So kind of a little interview here, about 20 minutes long. If you got some time to kill, want to kill it, listen to it, kind of gives it kind of a breakdown. I just want to give you the end about talking about what it is, what they're trying to do with it. Stellar Aid Assist here. If you look it up on their webpage, it says 2 years ago, Stellar Aid Assist was launched. It's a first-of-its-kind aid distribution solution that ensures the delivery of cash assistance directly into the hands of those being assisted quickly, efficiently, and more securely. Before in the past, I believe it was all cash trying to get into the region, everything else, or to a bank. Kind of hard to do that when you're obviously in the middle of a war-torn area or there's commotion. So this is actually a use case I can see being practical and adopted in the future once retail and everybody goes more towards digital dollars and having the accessibility on their cell phones and everything else. Stellar Aid, UNHCR, has successfully dispersed 4.6 million since inception to some 2,500 households in Ukraine to complement its broader cash assistance program supporting displaced and war-affected people in Ukraine. It's kind of just what it is, a little overview of it. It's a cool little project. Now here, what we have here is the aid disbursement. More than 100 million people are displaced worldwide, the largest number of forcibly displaced persons in history. To best meet the need for assistance, which is increasing in both sides and complexity, humanitarian aid organizations consistently look to innovative solutions so that they are able to, 1, deliver assistance faster, And 2, provide people with a range of options for receiving aid, as programs need to be designed with the people they serve at the center. UNHCR is especially committed to further expanding the provision of cash, the normally preferred assistant modality by people forcibly displaced. Enhancing cash provision is a key priority for the agency as it gives recipients the freedom and dignity to themselves decide how to prioritize the assets given based on their personal needs. So basically getting people who are in assistance or who are in desperate need of this assistance, whether it be war or famine or whatever it may be. It's actually a really efficient. This seems like this would be really something that's going to be very transparent and in the future. Kind of right here just gives you instant bulk disbursements, cash in hand to those who need it, and how and when they need it, and then traceability as well. As a decentralized blockchain, Stellar confirms millions of transactions per day to its immutable ledger every few seconds. No individual or entity can halt the network, and the integrity of the ledger remains intact. Access to transparent and up-to-date data supports real-time tracking and enhanced reporting for aid organizations. So that organization and or yourself or whoever wants to send it can be transparent and say, this is where I want it to go, and then confirm that it actually gets to the end point of where it needs to be so the people there can get the money and get the help that they need. So very, very cool. Here's an article here also, Ukraine by Wired. In Ukraine, crypto finds a purpose. The UN's refugee agency has partnered with blockchain and money transfer companies to get vital aid to people displaced by conflict. Now, most of it's just talking about basically what we've gone over. If you want to read the article yourself, feel free at it. What I wanted to highlight was down here, I believe. See if I could find it. Did I pass it? I might have passed it. Apologize. Here it is. Yeah, right here. So right here, this kind of gives it a breakdown here. So, however, cash is difficult to move around. It either has to be shipped physically by the pallet load into war zones and disaster areas, creating logistical and security headaches. I could see that being an absolute nightmare. It could also fall into the wrong hands. Or delivered electronically via the traditional banking system, the rigidity of which can pose problems for people whose documentation has been lost. If you've been displaced, you're not like, hey, where's my wallet? Where's my passport? You know, some things you just grab and go, and you can't go back and get it. So I understand that. Recognizing these limitations, the UNHCR has moved to deploy an alternative system, partnering with the Stellar Development Foundation, a nonprofit that supports the growth of the Stellar blockchain network. The two organizations are working alongside money transfer company, MoneyGram, and Circle Internet Financial. Boom. I mean, everybody already knows Circle's fully integrated into Stellar. MoneyGram is. This is full circle right here. Every piece of the puzzle coming full circle. This is Circle. This is MoneyGram. This is Stellar. Issuer of the USDC stablecoin to rig up a system for sending aid directly to Ukrainian refugees using crypto. So they send it to them. They can send via Stellar, send the USDC to them, and they can go to MoneyGram, cash it out, and get whatever their local currency may be. Beautiful. Exactly what cryptocurrency was made to be. This is Rails from start to finish, instantaneous, no matter where you are. As long as you've got access to that wallet, you can get access to those funds. This is the future, in my opinion, right here. So, very cool. Cryptocurrencies have often been dismissed as being useful only for financial speculation, but in Ukraine, the technology may be a solution to a real-world problem. This product is a prototype, but a very real one, says Dante Disparte, Chief Strategy Officer at Circle. If you can solve the gaps in money logistics in such an acute conflict, it stands to reason that these types of innovations would be meaningful in other contexts too. He's correct. A full article, obviously, at Wired. You can look it up. I'm going to just kind of give you that little insert. I wanted to tie in MoneyGram, Circle, with obviously Stellar. To give you an overview of what they want to do and what the UNHCR does, it's actually active in 137 countries. They work to protect and assist refugees, internally displaced people, and stateless individuals. Their work involves providing life-saving assistance, advocating for their rights, and helping them rebuild their lives. As you can see, it's a pretty broad reach, 137 countries. They're doing a lot. As far as how much they're doing, I wanted to obviously give you that kind of information because money moved on the system is money moved, that's, volume. In 2024, the UNHCR received a total of 5.178 billion with the B in voluntary contributions, with 1.470 billion coming from flexible funding, according to them. As of that, you can see 764 million was fully earmarked funding in 2023, and gives you a breakdown. There it is. So we're looking at about $5 billion, and I believe the annual increase was something like 28% or 24% of an increase coming in. So you can see the growth potential as far as money moving on the system and everything else. To get to that point, here we go. Yeah. Flexible funding, here it is right here. It tells you the flexible funding right here was 20% of all of the available 5.17 billion. Kind of gives you a breakdown of how it was been dispersed, how much been donated, who got what, kind of a little overview about the UNHCR and who they're earmarking this money to and countries that they're moving it in and out of. So kind of just a neat little breakdown. If you want to come through and kill a little bit of time on the toilet, go for it. Just want to give it to you. So here we go. I looked in and said, who do they use? How do they use it? The UNHCR for refugees, my question was, how much donations does UNHCR move on the crypto rails? That was my question to Google, and this is what Google gave me. Current and past use of crypto, you've got Cash Assistant has received 4.6 million in cash. Stellar 8 Assist, the Stellar network, which is what we're talking about, and USDC stablecoin have been used to distribute over 4.6 million in aid to around 2,500 households in Ukraine, which we talked about. Complementing the broader cash assistance, Stellar 8 Assist also facilitates bulk payments globally and can be leveraged by other organizations. When we come down here to future adoption of crypto, the success of the Stellar 8 Assist program in Ukraine suggests an expansion to other regions and potential applications in countries facing economic crises like Venezuela, Argentina, Turkey, and Syria. Targeting new donor base. Accepting cryptocurrencies donations open doors to a new audience of donors, particularly young and tech-savvy individuals who are often charitably minded. Efficiency and transparency. Blockchain technology offers increased efficiency, speed, and transparency in tracking funds and ensuring accountability and aid distribution. I know a lot of people don't like to donate because most of it goes to the heads of the organizations and or very little gets to where it actually needs to go. So having that transparency, I believe, is probably going to help people feel better about donating and making sure that their money goes to people that actually need it. So it's important. While challenges exist regarding volatility, regulatory uncertainties, and infrastructure, the benefits of cryptocurrency donations for nonprofits, such as engaging high-capacity donors, diversifying revenue, and attracting innovation, are substantial. So the future is definitely bright as far as what is currently at $5 billion in donations to where it could go in the future. Now, what I looked at here, I went to fidelitycharitable.org, and I kind of want to see what cryptocurrency and philanthropy are. It's increasingly common for cryptocurrencies as an option to pay for goods and services. Kind of just give you an overview of what it is. Currently, 13% of investors held cryptocurrency in their portfolio. Among the rest, 20% say they would consider, but millennials, which are the future people, are much more likely to be actively involved and interested in cryptocurrency investing. 35% of young investors say they own cryptocurrency, and among those who don't, half of those, so we got 35%, and then half of the rest is 75%, so another 35% are saying they will consider investing in the next year. So you're talking about potentially 70% of millennials being invested in crypto. Wake up. This is the future. These are what the kids are going to do. They've already been programmed to use the chip in their card, to tap their phone. Very few people carry cash. This is how they grew up. This is exactly what it's going to be. They've already trained you without even knowing it to basically be a crypto bro. Okay, so look at that. Also, furthermore, while half of the general investor population believes that cryptocurrency is merely a fad, millennials are far more convinced of the long-term prospects for digital assets. Nearly half of young investors believe cryptocurrency is a smart investment, while only a quarter believe it's a fad. Millennials are also charitable inclined generation. Nearly 9 in 10 millennials say charitable giving is an important part of their lives, compared to 74% of the general population. Similarly, 3/4 of millennials consider themselves philanthropists. Yeah, sorry about that word. Compared to only 45% of the total population. If millennials combine their interest in digital currency with their charitable values, the nonprofit sector could experience a significant influx in digital asset donations. So there we go. You see the potential growth. You see the potential opportunity of already $5 billion market just with the UNHCR. We are talking about the future right here, down here for nonprofits. While the landscape could be challenging for charitable sections to navigate, digital assets are poised to become a strong source of funding for the future. The sector faces a variety of challenges. We already talked about that. The volatility, simplifying the process to enable seamless donations, exchanging donations to traditional currency easily. But we talked about that. Stellar to Circle, the MoneyGram, PayPal. You have the PayPal USD. I mean, you've got avenues happening daily on the Stellar blockchain. So here we are. This is the future. So I just want to end it with a little video that I've seen. So I want to thank you for taking the time to listen. If you enjoyed what I had to say here, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, none of this is financial advice, but in my opinion, crypto is the future. What they are doing now is what is going to be the normal tomorrow. This is your chance. Money changes the way that it is used, exchanged once every 100 years. You're lucky to be alive right now when it's happening. You can either be a part of it or use it once it's a part of everything. Just my opinion. I want you all to have a great day, though. Thanks for listening to Ball Deep Crypto.